previously on Jack Spade Files. At the supermarket, Jack Spade was mean to Susan, a woman who he'd never met, yet she knew his full name. He went home, only for her to arrive shortly after he did and inexplicably transform him into a detective with a case for him to solve. And now, the thrilling conclusion. "Now," I said, leaning against the door frame, "what's the case?" Susan reached down beside the door and lifted a briefcase into view. "A Samsonite," she said, and thrust the case into my arms. "There's a 3-digit lock," she said, "and I don't know what the numbers are. Can you solve the case?" "Possibly," I said. "But why do you want in a case that you don't have personal access to?" "Solve the combination and the answer will be inside," she said. I was so intrigued that 100-year-old bank accounts were stopping and saying, "Whoa, buddy. Not so much interest all at once." So I kept my cool and started to work on the case. I had no context for what the numbers could be, and I felt that I wasn't going to get any help from Susan. For all I knew, this could have been an elaborate test of my private eye skills, and that when I opened the case, it would just be a note from Sir Arthur Conan Doyle that just said, "Wow. Good job, dude." But I had a feeling that Susan genuinely didn't know what was in the case, so I wanted to do this right by her. "What's your phone number?" I asked. 555-3147, she said. "Is that going to help with the combination?" "Nope," I said, "but I have your number now." "Smooth moves, Jack. You're such a player." Susan rolled her eyes and blushed. She was getting me all hot and bothered, so I returned my attention to the task at hand. I tried flipping the dials to random numbers. 4, 9, 2. I pressed on the latch, and, amazingly, it didn't work. One down, 999 more to go, I thought. Four hours later, the lock flipped open on the number 999. Damn, if only I had tried that sooner. "I got it," I yelled. Susan had fallen asleep in the doorway and was leaning on the frame. She jumped. "Ah," she said, "you got it?" "I did," I replied. "Look here." Susan came inside and I shut the door. "Have a seat on the couch," I said. "There is no couch," she said. I looked up. "Oh," I said, "I forgot that I sold it because I have no friends. That's so sad," said Susan with a look of supreme pity. "It's hard being a detective," I said, "but here, let's sit on the floor." I took the case to the middle of the lounge and Susan sat next to me. She grabbed the lid and said, "On the count of 3? "Okay," I said, 1. And then she opened it. She's such an idiot, I thought, but she looks sexy right now so I won't yell at her this time. "Wow," said Susan, peering into the case, "check it out." Inside the case was an assortment of papers in different colors and sizes. Susan began to sift through them, and in doing so, uncovered a small piece of jewelry. I picked it up and examined it. "It looks like a necklace," said Susan. "That's probably because it is," I said, looking at its shiny reflections in the dim light. "These papers," she said, "they're for a cargo manifest. And here, a handwritten note." She handed me the note, and I could barely read the messy scrawl. It read, "The shipment will be in tonight at 1 a.m. Be sure to bring the payment or else they will put us both in coffees." No, wait, it said coffins not coffees. The ink was smudged. or maybe they would actually be put in coffees. That would be awesome, Susan, I said. Where did you get this briefcase? I can tell that you didn't know what would be inside. What does this mean? Susan leaned back, and a grim look overtook her face. I stole it, she said. What? I cried. From who, you little tramp? She paused, and then looked at me. My husband, she said. Oh golly gee whiz, what? Okay, I said, but why aren't you wearing a wedding band? Because I don't love him anymore, she replied, looking at her bare finger. He's been getting into a bad crowd lately and I've seen him with this case many times. As much as I want to be gone from him, I don't want to see him hurt. And now, it looks like he's in a life or death situation. She looked up at the clock. Oh no, she cried, it's 12:40. Wherever this meeting is going to take place, it'll happen in 20 minutes. We have to do something, Jack. I gazed at the manifest papers, and then at the note. I clutched the necklace firmly in my hand, and looked up at Susan. I know where to find your husband, I said, then reached out and closed the case. Come on, let's go.